Back at it again with another banger video. This time we're going to continue our look at Crisis on Infinite Earths with issue 2. Now when we last left off, we had just gotten the reveal of who the Monitor is. He's the guy who's been assembling these heroes from these different Earths to help in this universe-shattering event. So the heroes, they were all attacked by these shadow creatures. And he claims that it was not planned, but it was also not unexpected. Please do not blame Harbinger. Of all beings, she was not at fault. So he claims that they weren't responsible for it, but you'll see that the heroes of the story still don't trust him, and they definitely don't trust her either. And there may be a good reason for that. But here's the cover for issue 2. So it starts off on kind of an odd note. I mean, the beginning here is kind of a comedic moment, and this is not a comedy, this book, but you get this is like prehistoric man. We see this guy named Anthro. He hops on these stampeding mammoths. They were heading towards his village. They were about to stampede through the village. He hops on there. He sticks one with his spear to try and get it to turn, and he manages to steer the herd away from his village. And while he's celebrating down here, he hits his head on a tree branch and falls off. And he's rubbing his head. He sees this futuristic city. And when his family and the village runs up, it's gone. And they're like, "Oh, you just hit your head. You were imagining a giant, futuristic city." And he's like, "No, I saw it." And they're like, "Yeah, whatever. We'll come back to the village. We'll fix your head, And his little brother is like, "But where did the mammoths go?" See, the mammoths disappeared with the futuristic city. We are then transported to the 30th century metropolis. So this is where the Legionnaires are. And we see that the mammoths were transported to this city. So these worlds, they're overlapping, and they're kind of blending into each other. See, this guy, I think his name is Colossus Lad. Is that his name? Colossal Boy. So Colossal Boy, he reaches down to pick up these mammoths, and they disappear between his fingers as he goes to pick one up. So they're fading in and out of each other's worlds. This is Brainiac 5. He says, "We have serious problems. My computers detect high intensity frequency waves on the alpha omega scale. There's antimatter energy moving towards the Earth from somewhere I still cannot determine. Enough energy to destroy not only us, but the universe." So the antimatter is the white nothingness that's been absorbing these worlds and these universes. Now we go to Earth 1. That's the main Earth, the one that we would be familiar with, and in Gotham City. This is Joker. This is kind of a goofy take on Joker. His plan here is to kill this guy so that he can have his copyrights, because the guy owns copyrights to silent comedy movies. Yeah, so I don't really understand the plan here. He needed to kill that guy to steal his copyright, but if you kill someone, you don't automatically assume their possessions. Anyways, Batman bursts in. He catches him. He knocks him out. Joker hits him with the leg flower thing, and then Flash appears, and it says it's an image. He says an image of Flash appears, so not his physical body though. So Flash appears, "Help, someone, anyone, please. And Batman has like some sort of solvent that he gets that like glue stuff off of him. And Batman is distracted by this Flash, and Joker gets away. He says, "Where are you, Flash? I can help rescue you. Dying. The world is dying. Iris, dying. May already be dead. Save us, save us, save us. The Flash, disintegrating before my eyes." Dear God, what is happening? DC Comics proudly presents Crisis on Infinite Earths. Time and time again. So this is our cast. Another, like a refresher. We have Psycho Pirate, Firebrand, Simon, Blue Beetle, Solivar, Geoforce, Firestorm, Killer Frost, Superman, Arion, Dr. Polaris, Obsidian, Cyborg, Dawnstar, Green Lantern. So that's a pretty large cast. And a funny thing about this book, this guy in the Legion of Superheroes, his name is Wildfire. We have a character named Firebrand, and we have a character named Firestorm. So, you know, try not to get those confused. And I kept on saying in the last video that this story is complicated. It's not really that complicated. Complicated is the wrong word. The right word for this series is dense. It's a lot more dense than your modern comic would be. Like, there's a lot of words. There's a ton of characters. There's a lot of things going on. You see, like, we get transitions in, like, the middle of pages here. Like, see, we go from the future Metropolis to present-day Gotham in the middle of a page. They're not waiting till a page turn to transition to a new scene. That's because they have, like, you know, a set amount of pages, but a lot of story to cover. So you have to, like, take advantage of like every moment, every spot on the page. So if this were done today, or if this were done even 5 years later, if this were done like in 1990, you know that this would be an event over every single book that DC published, and it would be 100 issues, and you would have to buy every single book to understand what's going on, kind of like Nightfall. But this is its own book, and it's only 12 issues. So, I mean, that's just, it's not complicated. There's just a lot of ground to cover. Anyways, here we go. He's explaining what's happening. Worlds in upheaval, earthquakes, disturbances, floods, cities, twigs beneath your feet. Then shall come nothingness, silence, invisible to your world. Hold it, pal. Like Antlerhead said, I've heard of you too. So this guy, the Monitor, he has been supplying weapons to the bad guys. He claims that he wasn't actually trying to help the evil guys, but he was just setting up like the pieces and getting everyone in place because he knew that this was coming. He kind of like had the foresight to like prepare. And Simon, he was one that had asked Monitor for his help and been denied, and it was for that reason. It's because Simon's plans were contradicting the Monitor's plans, so he refused to help him. So Simon tries to attack the Monitor blocks it. Are you mad? Think of if he's telling the truth. Unhand me, you stupid poltroon. Simon says poltroon a lot. I had to look up that word because I had never heard that before. This guy, Geoforce, by the way, he is the brother of Terra from the Teen Titans. So he's a part of the Outsiders. Monitor, I've never seen you so weak before. My foe's strength grows as I become weaker, but I will live, Lila. Still, I need the powers of Harbinger beside me. I fear these Earthlings may be too difficult to control. I'll stand by your side, yet why do I feel as I do? A force and energy burning inside me. And why do I feel hate towards the one who saved my life? Why? So this is the shadow creature that possessed her one of her forms and is inside of her now. If he's telling the truth, we'll save our world. If he's lying, no power exists that can defeat all of us. So they're kind of saying, like, we don't trust him, but if we do find out he's lying, we'll take care of him. Understand, I am linked with all positive matter. It flows through me. It gives me power. But as the antimatter destroys more and more, I weaken. Soon, if you fail, I will be helpless to prevent my foe from destroying all that exists. In 5 crucial eras throughout time, Monitor has planted certain devices powerful enough to halt the antimatter tide. This is important. 5 eras which coincide with the existence of heroes such as you. For the presence of such heroic ideals creates its own focal point. You must protect them from our enemies, then you must engage them on our command. She's different. I sense darkness within her. I trust the Monitor, yet the one who serves him frightens me deeply. So Arion, he's like in touch with the mystic, the sorcery type of stuff, and he can sense this dark presence within her. The Monitor is weak. What is your answer? Speak. We will help, and we'll know soon enough if it's all true. Where are these places you're sending us? So she sends each little group batch of heroes to a different point in time. Send that right here. Within the confines of a satellite that seemingly exists in all time, space, and dimensions. Then they are gone. Rest now, Monitor. Conserve your strength, while I must alert the other. I am unable to resist him, and I am forced to obey his commands. Forgive me. Though you have been my father and more, I now betray you. So now we're taken to Oa. Oa is the base of the Green Lanterns. These are the Guardians of the Universe. Not to be confused with Guardians of the Galaxy, which I sometimes get the names confused. But this is where the giant Green Lantern power battery is. Then it's true then. It seems to be, but how could we escape detection before now? We monitor all the galaxies. Our instruments track all universal anomalies. We should have been certain before now. So this wave of antimatter that's consuming these universes, it's gone undetected by even the Guardians of the universe. Okay, and we go to Metropolis on Earth 1, the Metropolis that we're familiar with. Batman said it was urgent, and he's certainly not one to exaggerate. And there was fear in his voice, something I've definitely not heard before. So Batman meets up with Superman, and he tells him about this image of Flash that he saw while fighting the Joker that disintegrated in front of him, and the warning that Flash was telling him. And then Pariah shows up, and we know when Pariah shows up that means that the end of the world is coming. I am called Pariah. I need you, both of you. Your legend reached my world long before my exile. It's your world and your universe, and your Earth is dying, as have other Earths before. No, I am being called away. I cannot resist. Help. He's gone, just like that. He said the Earth was dying. That's what the Flash said. What's going on here? This is before Grant Morrison got a hold of Batman and made him this ultra-prepared character. This Batman is much more... He's on the same page as everyone else. He's just as shocked that this is happening. He didn't see this coming either. So now we go to the future, somewhere between the present day and the 30th century. It says sometime in the future, in a timeline that at time stands between modern Earth and the 30th century, which knows nothing of its existence. The world has been changed. Humans are a hunted species, and animals, now intelligent and deadly, are their hunters. In this world of madness lives Kamandi, known to many as the last boy on Earth. And we see Kamandi. He's climbing one of these towers. And Kamandi, he lives in kind of a world of forgotten civilization. So it's not unlike him to come across something sort of futuristic that he doesn't know what it is because, like people have forgotten what technology is. Kind of a Planet of the Apes type of a world. You can even see the Statue of Liberty in the background. So he's climbing up the tower. And this shadow creature bursts out and it breaks the rope that he was using to climb, and he starts to fall, and he's caught by Earth 2 Superman. He saved King Solazar from Gorilla City is there. He says, "A gorilla, you've got to be one of Tsar Simeon's hired killers. Happily, boy, I'm no such thing. I'm not even from your time period. Your eyes are different from the other animals, warmer, more trusting." So, yeah, he expected King Solazar to be one of the apes from his world, one of the smart apes. So they're ambushed by more of these shadow people. They mentioned before that the shadow people, they have the shape of the Monitor, even though you can't see any of their features. They just remarked about the shape, the size was like the Monitor. And unless I'm completely mistaken, their silhouette was the same as the Monitor's own. There it is. We see Superman, he's like using his heat vision. One of them attacks Kamandi. King Solazar rescues him, catches him, and then we're transported somewhere else. This is from not too far away. Harbinger watches and chuckles. The Monitor satellite. So she goes back to the Monitor satellite, and this is the Lex Luthor, Lois Lane from Earth 3. This is their son. She finds him. He has this, like, you can see the universe in his shadow, like the stars. So he is positive matter and antimatter living together. Then we're transported to Atlantis. And this is before it sank. The gleaming gates still stand, and by the sacred rune of Cholo, I don't know if I'm saying that right. It shall never fall.
Okay, homie. Orale, Holmes. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, man. Nachos. Yeah.
A real racist with it, huh?
Yeah, that is extremely racist. And by the way, that's more of a Los Angeles sort of Mexican cholo vibe.
Let's go. Let's go see the Dodgers play the Lakers.
So this is where Arion is from. He runs down and he's greeted by his family. Meanwhile, Psycho Pirate, he kind of like sneaks off to be by himself, and he starts to make Pariah laugh. "You don't know what you're doing. Stop it. Demented fool, that's enough." So he gets caught by Arion, and they force him to stop. Really, like, Psycho Pirate is a bad guy, so of course, like, you couldn't trust him. So, with Psycho Pirate's power being like people looking at his face, Obsidian makes everything black. He's like, now you can't see his face, so that's how we'll fight him. And he protects Arion from having the emotional manipulation of Psycho Pirate by just like completely covering him in darkness. But then Psycho Pirate is teleported away. He disappeared, but I don't think he planned to. Lord Arion, thank you, Lady Cheyenne, but my strength quickly returns. Back at the satellite, Monitor says, "We've lost the Psycho Pirate." Monitor, surely his powers weren't that crucial. My dear Lila, I need him more than either Obsidian or Arion. This menace we deal with is one of emotion. Then what of the empath called Raven? I can find no trace of her. If she is on this earth, everything about her has been changed. No, I fear we will have to forego this avenue and investigate another. Lila, my dear, get me the file on the new Dr. Light. It is time for me to create her. Okay, back in Atlantis, the antimatter, it shows up. And they all look up in horror. Whatever it is coming right at us. Then the Monitor lied. He lied. While in the Monitor satellite, the fraying begins again. It reaches this universe too. And I haven't completed the arrangements for the new Dr. Light. My foe moves faster than I anticipated, while I feel the weakness spreading all too quickly. All too soon now, I will die or be killed unless, meanwhile, Harbinger, speak to me now. The Monitor has implemented his plans, although not all his warriors are in place. We must stand ready. So she's talking to this shadowy figure. The Monitor will fail, as he has always failed to stop me. I steal his strength, and mine grows stronger. His champions are doomed, as I pit one against the other. Now go. There is work to be done. As always, he proves the incompetent fool for not accepting the inevitable. When I am done, all this universes shall be destroyed, while mine shall rule supreme. So it says, universes after universe has fallen before my power. World after world is absorbed into one. How many worlds do I now control? How many lives are now mine? Lila, and then it switches back to Monitor. Lila, I raised you from childhood, yet even then I knew how it would end. You were a child lost from the start, but I instilled within you hope. Find that hope, Lila. Call on it soon. The dark times are only hours away. Resist the temptations, Lila. Through you, through the child from Earth 3, that's Lex Luthor's son. Through the man who calls himself Pariah. Only through all of you and all my champions can the universes that still live survive. So there's talk of a prophecy, how he always knew that she would eventually betray him, and yet he still raised her and he still has hope. It kind of reminds me of Jesus at the Last Supper, where he's like, one of you will betray me, you know, knowing that you will be betrayed and yet still going through with it because of prophecy. That's probably what they had in mind. This book is a lot like the Bible, but more pictures. If you like this series, press like, share it with your friends. I'm going to keep continuing it, and next time we're going to be looking at Chapter 3. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Bye.